Shalom, Apostle, coming back at you with the truth, giving all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, El Shaddai, Hashem, Kakodash. This is going to be thinking out loud. I don't really have a particular topic, going to different topics. Anyway, there was let me see, can I find it? Okay, this was a comment as in the form of a question. Latoya Clark commented, so I have to cut my son's hair off. Can he, well, you got to cut it short. Can he wear braids? All right. So, yeah, the scriptures say, and the Apostle Paul, in which I did the video, can a Christian man have long hair? You want to watch that video. Pursuant to the Apostle Paul, which the majority of the New Testament was written by the Apostle Paul, you know, a lot of the epistles or letters, and he said that you're supposed to not have long men. It's a shame for men to have long hair. And the reason why he said that to those Israelites coming out of that Gentile state of mind, they wanted to keep their Gentile ways, their Gentile culture. So he said, look, you can't have that. You got to cut the hair, cut the, you know, your hair short. And so the part about the braids, now there's no, see, emphasis shouldn't be put on a man's hair. That's for a woman. That's not your glory. You just cut it to a certain length, you know, pole it, and that's it. You let your beard grow. But as far, let's say, is there a law against a man or a woman having braids? Well, Samson had braids. Samson had cornrows, if you will, and he had 7 of them. Let me see if I can find it. Let me just put in let me put it in number 7. I mean, I can go to Judges, then I would have to go to number 6. But anyway, let's put the word 7 in there. It's going to come up a lot. So we're going to go to 7. That's almost 500 times, right? So now what we'll do is we'll go to the book of Judges. I believe that's around the bear with me for a minute. Okay, this is Judges. Okay, that's Joshua. This is Judges. Okay, I think I found it. Okay, it says Judges 16, verse 13, and Delilah, the Philistine. Let's click on that and find out. Just pull out some words. Then I want to go into the book of Numbers, chapter 6. And Delilah. Delilah, which means feeble, the Philistine mistress of Samson, who portrayed the secret of his strength, great strength, and by cutting his hair, enfeebled him and delivered him to the Philistines. So she was a Philistine, a so-called African, an Egyptian. You know, she came from the line of the people of Mizraim. A lot of Christians don't even know that. You know, when you go into the biblical history, Christians really don't know the Bible. I'm gonna get into vocab in a minute. He's losing sleep over this judge, Miss Jackson. Let me see here. Okay, so we found out, and this is how you build. You read a precept and you don't say, well, let me ask Apostle Ryan Lob or Apostle Carl or this elder or this bishop from Connecticut. What is this Delilah all about? What is she? All you got to do is look it up. We're showing you, teaching you how to be teachers. You look things up. It's as easy as a click. Put the cursor on a click, and that's it. So it says Samson. Let's see what the word Samson, and I believe the word is son. Shawan. Okay, it says like the sun, like the sun. A Danite from the tribe of Dan, a son of Manoah, which was his father, a Nazirite for life. Now, what does the word Nazirite mean? That's in Numbers, the 6th chapter. A Nazirite is a vow, and part of the vow is to not cut your locks. So the only justification of a man having long hair, if he's under the, he's taken a vow of being a Nazirite. And I believe Nazirite means separate and a judge of Israel for 20 years. Okay, so let me deal with the word Nazirite. Okay, like I said, Numbers chapter 6. You read the whole chapter of Numbers chapter 6, and it explains the only justification of a man having long hair. Let me see, Nazirite, to separate. Okay, to separate, vow of a Nazirite to separate themselves unto Yahweh. So now this Nazirite Nazirite. Nazirite, speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when either man or woman, a woman could be a Nazirite. She can take the vow of being a Nazirite. If her husband's with it or her father's with it, if the husband or the father is not with it, then it's not respected. Shall separate themselves. Okay, so let's look at the word Nazirite. Nazar or Nazayar would mean Nazirite. Consecrated or devoted one, Nazirite. Consecrated one, devotee, Nazirite. Untrimmed vine. Let's deal with the root. Nazar, which means to be separate, consecrated, separate, to keep sacredly separate. Now, when you read the book of Numbers, the 6th chapter, it tells you not only do you have to have long hair, let your locks grow, and breaking the vow, you have to shave yourself bald. The Apostle Paul was matter of fact, let me go to that. Let me go to that. I'm gonna do it this way. See, we don't just call a white man the devil. We're the Israelites and the white man's the devil. We do a lot more than that. You know, if this was like a cult that we just decided to call ourselves Israelites, why would we keep the Passover? Why would we keep the high holy days? Why would we honor the Sabbath, the new moons? You know? Okay, where did I say I was gonna go? Let me do this. Let's do it the easy way. Paul. Okay, Paul taking a Nazirite vow. It says Acts of the Apostles is also attributed to Luke. See Luke Acts. Luke, one of the saints, which his pen name was what was his name? I can go to it in a minute. Theo something, which means friend of the Most High. That was his pen name, so to speak. And in Acts 18:18, it is reported that the Apostle Paul cut off his hair because of a vow he had taken. So let's go to that from Acts. Christian temporary Nazarite. Okay, so let's go to Acts 18:18. So you got Israelites with long hair. They're going off unless they're under the law of the Nazirite law. So let's go here. Acts 18, verse 18. And Paul, after this tarried there yet a good while, and then took his leave of the brethren, and sailed thence into Syria. You had a lot of Israelites in Syria. They walked around thinking that they're Arabs, but they're Israelites, a lot of Ephraimites. And with him, Priscilla and Aquila, having shown his head in Centuria, for he had a vow. What was that vow? The vow of the Nazarene. So it said he had shown his head in Centuria, for he had a vow. Because in order for you to keep the Passover, you have to break the vow of the Nazirite. Because you're going to drink wine. So you know what I'm going to do? Let me see what the so-called Christian scholars have to say about this. Where is it? Okay, I don't want to do away with that. So let me do this here. Commentary. Okay, this is a Bible Hub. I always go to Bible Hub for some reason. Let's see what they say. Oh, the Cambridge Bible for schools and colleges. They have a long one. Normally it's short, so they're confident as to what this precept means. And from the 18th verse to the 23rd verse. And after this, and Paul, after this tarried there yet a good while, sailed thence into Syria, having shown, this is what I want, having shown his head in Centuria, for he had a vow. Okay, so they got it right. I can already see it. It said, we can observe all through the narrative of the Acts that St. Paul, although the apostle of the Gentiles, meaning Israelites, so they don't know, they don't know. It's talking about the Israelites. They didn't know that they were Israelites. Did not cease to regard the festivals and ceremonies of the Jews, which this guy, Justin Francis, Pastor Justin Francis, whatever his name is, he said, I don't want to be an Israelite. I don't want to downgrade myself. How the fuck you going to downgrade yourself being an Israelite? This doesn't the scripture say the Jews first and also the Greeks? The Jews first, then the Gentiles? What the hell are you talking about, man? Oh, let me just bring this out. Excuse me. And this is what the Apostle Paul said. Romans 3. Okay, the Apostle Paul said, what advantage then have the Jews, the Israelites? Or what profit is there of circumcision? Second verse, much every way, chiefly because that unto them, the Jews, the Israelites, were committed the oracles of the Most High. Let me read that again for Pastor Francis. You know, I got it down. I'm not going to downgrade myself. The man obviously doesn't know the scriptures. The Most High didn't say, okay, I set up Israel. I love Israel. What is that? Deuteronomy 7. The Most High said he set them up. He set them up. He set them up because he loved them. Okay, the Israelites are the apple of the Most High's eye, starting with the elect. So I don't know what this guy is talking about. Let me read it again. Romans 3, verse 1 and 2. What advantage then hath the Jew or the Israelite? Or what profit is there of circumcision? What the answer is, question, right? So this is the answer. Much every way. They have all the advantages. Chiefly because that unto them, the Israelites, were committed the oracles of the Most High, the books. That's why it says in Psalms 147. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to that. 147. 19 to 20. This haven't changed. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgment, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Let me give you another one, Pastor Francis, so maybe you can learn something. Deuteronomy 7. Let me come down. Let me do it this way. Let me go to the word love. Okay, love. It said, the Lord Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor chose you because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath. I mean, I don't have to read anymore. So what is this downgrade? When did the Lord downgrade the Israelites? Which keepeth covenant and mercy. Now he was angry at them because they went off. Amos. Hope you're taking notes. Whatever you are, Pastor Francis. Amos 3. Is it Amos 3? It's Amos 3. Let's go. Let's go, champ. Amos 3:1. Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken unto you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, by the way, Egypt, the word for Egypt should be Mizraim. So if you read that word, you say Mizraim. So what do you mean? It doesn't say that Egypt came about long after the Egyptian empire was destroyed. That's an Egyptian word. You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. So, you know, let's say you have your son and his friend is over and they both do something worthy of getting a spanking. Are you going to whip both of them? No, you're going to whip the son. And you might tell the parents, you know, and that's out of love, ultimately out of love, because you're disciplining your child, you know? I remember a friend, I had 2 friends, they were brothers, and I used to spend the night there, and the mom would whip all of us equally, you know? I mean, she would take the cord, you know, the old TVs, the switch, the cord, she'd rip the cord out the TV and smack and beat the shit out of us. But I was like cool with it because, hey, she's showing me love. You know, I would have felt left out if she only beat them 2 and wouldn't even tell my mother. You know, even if she told my mother wouldn't have no, my parents wouldn't have no, you know, that's how Jake rolls, man. You know, that's true love. That's why he made the statement, Pastor Francis. All right. Okay, I'm a little all over the place, but that's all right too. So we're back at the commentary. So even the commentary has it right. It says apostles, the Gentiles did not cease to regard the festivals and ceremonies of the Jews, in which did not militate against the Christian liberty. For some reason, either during sickness or in the midst of his conflict at Corinth, he had taken a vow upon himself of the nature of the Nazirite vow. So guess what? There was a point where Paul grew his hair long. Numbers 6:1-21. This could only be brought to its fitting close by a journey to Jerusalem to offer up the hair, which it was a part of the vow. You got to read the whole chapter. To leave uncut. And you cut your beard, you cut your eyebrows, you know, off. At Jerusalem, when the ceremony was completed, the head was shaven. That's when you break the law of a Nazirite vow. Samson had it for life. The angel said, look, he's going to be a Nazirite unto death. It says Acts, and what happened when he broke the vow? He told the Philistine woman why he has all that strength. It wasn't the hair, the strength wasn't in the hair, the strength was in the vow between the Most High. So he said, oh, you told somebody cut the hair, you broke the vow, I'm gonna take the strength from you. So we had superheroes in Israel. It says that he killed 1,000 Philistines. Them Philistines, boy, hey, King David had problems with them Philistines. David got injured fighting, and David was a warrior king. He was one of the top warriors in the history of the world. The king used to go out there and fight too. And one of the brothers of the Philistine Goliath, he said, I'm gonna get this nigga, you know, and he almost got him. He fucked him up a little bit, you know. And then David's men said, look, you can't come out to battle no more with us. You kind of slipping, you know. So there's a whole history, man, whole history. But anyway, these Philistines were fearsome warriors. And what did Samson do to them? He killed 1,000 of them with the jawbone of an ass. So when he picked up the jawbone, and the Most High said, "You're gonna see a jawbone, you're gonna pick it up, and you're gonna wax ass." So he picked it up, and that power strengthened the jawbone of the ass. So he was breaking through helmets, through armor. He was chopping them up with that jawbone. That's a superhero. So do superheroes actually exist? You got that right. The Israelites. Read about the 37 mighty men of King David. One of them, I think it was Benaniah? I believe it was him. He fought a lion and killed the lion. It said, but it seems to have been allowed to persons at a distance to cut their hair short and to bring that which with them to the temple and offer it. You know, I'm not going to read anymore. You can read the rest of it. But that shows you that when you take the law of the Nazirite vow, it's temporary. When the Passover came, when certain festivals came, you break the vow by cutting your hair. So this stuff about having cornrows and braids and all that, like I said, when Samson, let me come back. Bear me for a minute. Let me do this again. Let me go. Okay, let me try it this way. I think this was the tab that I was using. So what did we find out? We found out that the Apostle Paul kept the, where the hell is it? I got to find it all over again. Let me go to 7. So Samson didn't have dreadlocks. You got a guy with dreadlocks. I'm under the law of the Nazirite. No, he had braids. Let's go to Judges. Okay, Judges 16, verse 13. And Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weaveth, he lied to her again, the 7 locks of my head with the web. And she did that, and the Philistines are coming, she said, right? So jump to the 19th verse, and she made him sleep because he finally told her what the power of his strength was, which was in the vow. And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she, I know that all too well, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks, which means braids. And the word fringes, like the fringes, those are materials that have locked the braids of his head, and she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. And then his strength came back because his hair grew back, because he prayed to the Most High to have mercy on him, and the Most High gave him mercy, and he destroyed those Philistines and himself as well. So what is superheroes in Israel? You got damn right. King David, Samson, the many mighty men, the 37 mighty men of King David. So this is what, look, you see LeBron James, right? You see what he did just recently, man. You know, he you know, they talking about it. Now they're talking about him being the GOAT. He's over MJ, he's over Kobe. Well, guess what? The stars in the future that's gonna come, the MVPs and the superstars of the NBA are coming out of what? From so-called black men, men from the hood. You know, the first. Now, if you see, well, what about Edomites? Well, those Edomites that play on that level, they're really Jakes, that they look like Edomites. Remember, we look like everybody on the planet. Okay, so now, you know, there's no law against wearing braids, but a man's concern shouldn't be about his hair. That's a woman's concern. The glory of a man is his woman, and the glory of a woman is her hair. That's why they lose it. Why you think our women, you know, get weaves and stuff? Because in their spirit, they know that they're supposed to have long hair. They know that there's something wrong with them if they can't grow no hair. Women, and check this out, so-called black men, Israelite men, they can grow their hair long. I used to always grow my hair longer than my sisters. They used to have to cut my hair all the goddamn time. Because my hair would just grow. It would just grow quick. And my sisters couldn't understand that. Well, now we know. Isaiah 3 verse 16. All right. So now we're going to switch gears. We're going to go to this. Okay, who the hell is this? Somebody took that video down. Okay, now we're going to go to Vocab Malone. And this is his latest. He loses sleep over this whole. Here, there's a video right here. GMS says Christians got Sakari in New Street debate. He's trying to cause us to, you know, fight against each other. He's a real demon. He's a special kind of fat demon. Anyway. Okay, this is the newest one. You know, he's got a hard on for the Israelites, man. We ain't into that. We ain't into that AC/DC stuff. Go find yourself a woman, man. You know, you're obsessed with the Israelites. Okay, so this right here, I shouldn't even play it because he might say copyright. Anyway, Supreme Court nominee on African Hebrew Israelite case. And then this is his video. Ketanji Brown Jackson describes, what is it, African Hebrew Israelites expect they are religious. She said it's a culture. Now, religion is what? You can be a Chinese person and follow the religion of Islam. You can be a African person and follow the religion of Christianity. He's basically saying in this video that it's a religion because it's something that, you know, that you took upon yourself. It has nothing. Then she says culture. And what does culture mean? Culture goes back to the word ethnos. You know, when you go through the word Gentile, sometimes the word comes up as ethnos, and ethnos means what's your ethnicity, meaning what's your, in a roundabout way, what's your culture. The West Indians, their food is what? Goat, curry goat, oxtail, salt fish, ackee, and yo, you go to the Benjamite restaurant, you're gonna see Edomites up in there. You're gonna see a lot of the Latin tribes up in there. You go to a Dominican restaurant, they deal with a lot of the same things that Jamaicans deal with, because why? They were close in proximity to them. And they're talking about the islands. So the different foods that we eat is part of our what? Our culture, is part of our ethnicity. All right. So he's trying to say, well, she's saying it's a culture, meaning these are the, in a roundabout way, she's saying that these are the real Israelites. So he had to jump on it. Now, what I did was, I'm going to go to the comments section.
Cultural of people who believe in Indian lifestyle, African, it's not a religious community, cultural community, healthy living.
Yeah, so culture is something that comes from a nation of people, you know? I'm thinking of, okay, you got Chinese food. Chinese food comes from Chinese people. There's a certain region in China. All these Chinese restaurants that you see, they come from one region of China and they train how to cook. That's why the food tastes the same all over the goddamn place, no matter where you go, because they're trained to come over here. The small hats is involved in that. You know, tell me if I'm wrong, tell me. Okay, so you notice he put in, they are religious. They're not a culture, because to say culture meaning it's a group of people. It's a ethnic thing. So it's a Supreme Court nominee on African Hebrew Israelite case. And then they said they got a vegan thing going, vegan restaurants and so forth, which that's not scriptural. You're supposed to eat meat. How do they keep the Passover? Can't be a vegetarian and keep the Passover. Okay, so I'm looking at some of these comments, and if you notice, there's no precepts. Christians don't know the Bible. They don't study the Bible. I'm gonna see what stick jumps out at me. Okay, it says Gerard, right? Protecting herself from embarrassment, she knows the Hebrew Israelite cult, and cult just means worship. That's all it means. But when you use that buzzword cult, they think of, they're killing people and they're raping little babies and stuff like that. It's a cult sounds like a silly joke. Okay, there's another one. Yeah, and vocab and his followers, they hate the Israelites. They hate the Israelites. He doesn't love the Israelites. He's not truly concerned about letting them come to the truth, because he knows he doesn't have the truth. The scriptures say some priests preach the Messiah for envy and strife, and that's what he does. And the word strife means debate. Let's have a debate. Let's have a debate. What did John say in Matthew's the 3rd chapter, I believe? He said to the wicked scribes and Pharisees, he said, bring fruit meet for repentance. And he spoke about how, do you think in so many words, do you think you're going to flee the wrath to come? The wrath is talking about the wrath, this destruction. Okay, so this guy C says the only cult is Christianity, right? Their Christianity. So this guy comes back and says, well, we'll see what the end will bring, the separation from the sheep and the goat. Right. Vocab represents the goats. We represent the sheep. I observe you don't believe in Christianity, so do you? Well, the only true Christians are Israelites. Acts 11, verse 26. Okay, guys, see, put down all going according to prophecy. R.W. Coons, RWC Owens, or whatever, vocab alone, you lost. It's not a religion, it's a nationality. Yeah, because Jake is waking up. Michael Smith, vocab Malone, I told you, you didn't know the Israelite movement like you thought you knew it. Yeah, because it's overwhelming you, man. It's overwhelming you. Okay, Keith Robinson is a back and forth vocab. Keep putting your foot on the next and see what he's doing and putting his foot, not literally, and putting his foot on our necks as he's fighting against the Most High. Acts 5, what is that, around 38? Happily be found to fight against the Most High. And anybody that comes against this movement, you're fighting against the Most High. We are the representatives of the Most High. We don't have the same beliefs like a talking donkey or talking snake, but you bring out the info that the BHI can't refute or dispute. God bless you. He never refuted what we said. Well, he spoke against what we said. So this is Mary Curry. Your truth is a lie. Robinson, respectfully, what is your truth? Hello, friends. Keith, you seem like a hater. Keith Robinson, to keep it real, I hate the BS foolery teaching of the Black Hebrew Israelites, and I don't believe Jesus is coming back. So I think y'all are wasting your time, and we should focus on getting to this money. Well, he don't know, he's of the world. But anyway, I'm gonna say this in closing. Jordan Maxwell passed, if you know about him. Anyway, I'm gonna say shalom.